Check 1 2 1 2. There we go. How's it? Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Today's gonna be really, really fun. We're gonna jump inside of Photoshop and Unity, and we're gonna work on a couple things here. The first thing we're gonna work on is, well, I'll save the mystery, but a first-person fairy tale. What do you think? It's a pretty cool hook. We're actually gonna apply this to Twisted Tower. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. Also, we're gonna work on some tall spherical plants. I know that kind of sounds weird, but a great artist to reference here is someone like Ivan Earl. Okay, so we're going to reference him in creating some tall spherical plants for the tower. We're going to work on a baby carriage and also some inner tubes. Kind of random today, but you're going to learn all about asset flipping, but you're also going to learn about how to brand your game. Okay, so we're going to talk all about that. Huge round of applause and thank you. I mean, it was pretty amazing actually over the weekend how many people signed up for full-time game dev, because I think there's 16, 17 hours left. The sale event wraps up tomorrow. So Thomas Akers, Odell Brown Jr., Shaitanya Jane, Aaron Keisel, Henry Zhang, Lee Caruthers, Caleb, Arturo Vera, Justin, Mr. Betas. Welcome. It means so much. It means so much when you guys are willing to support the channel by joining Black Friday, the Black Friday sale event for full-time game dev. It's 50% off for another like 12 hours, guys. And that's about it. Well, maybe it's like, it's 19. Okay, 19 hours. I'm a liar. But you're going to learn everything I've learned in the last decade of becoming a game developer. And that is a full-time game developer, somebody who makes games for a living. Yes, I actually do. I'm working on our third commercial release. We're published with 3D Realms. I teach you how to find a publisher. I teach you how to find funding on Kickstarter. I've done that multiple times. And on top of all of that, I'm going to spill my water jug here. On top of all of that here, you're going to learn whether it's Unity or Unreal or Godot, whichever platform you want to, or engine you want to learn, it's up to you. Give it a go. Check out the link below. All right, let's go, guys. I'll see you on the other side. Where is it? There it is. There's the intro. Let's go. By the way, guys, feel free to download my free 2D game kit below. It's totally free. It's my treat to you. I used this exact 2D game kit to make a game for PewDiePie in 14 days, and then I got to play it in front of his subscribers, which was really awesome. So download that. Use it however you want. It's my treat to you. Yeah. Okay. You know, it's funny, guys, how you can totally forget what is called an unfair advantage. Does anybody know what an unfair advantage is? It's funny how you could forget what your unfair advantage is in game development. You can get so wrapped up in trying to get clicks and trying to get people to wishlist your game and trying to focus on the Trinity hook, thanks to people like Thomas Brush, who constantly harp on the Trinity hook. You can get so lost in the trying to manufacture virality that you forget what you really enjoy and what you really love. And so it's always important to focus on both, right? You want to focus on the marketing side, but you also want to focus on what are you really passionate about, what are you gifted at. I really like composing music, and so I wrote this song for Twisted Tower. I haven't written music in a long time, and I wrote this song for Twisted Tower, and then it sort of sparked this whole thought process, which is I really like 1920s. I really like fairy tales. I really like fables. And it's funny because Twisted Tower, we'll talk about this in a second, Twisted Tower really is very much like a fairy tale. And in fact, the entire environment of the game is almost like if Walt Disney created a horrifying tower with a variety of theme parks inside of it. So this is a song I wrote. So let's listen to it. So that's generally the idea, guys. Now, why am I showing you this? The reason I'm showing you this is because I've figured out the hook for this game. There's a variety of different marketing hooks for this game, and I really think a first-person fairy tale is the way to go. That's one aspect, one strong marketing hook for this game. So that made me think about, okay, well, what would that look like? And so what I did, and this is something that you guys can do for your own games. You don't have to create everything from scratch to figure out what your trying to think here. To figure out what the style of your game is and what the flavor of your game is. Sometimes it's best to just use copyrighted stuff and feel it out. Feel out what your game is with the help of copyrighted stuff. Then once you get the flavor and have a good understanding, then you go in and create custom stuff that reflects that. So here's an example, guys. One sec here. I put together this sort of compilation and put music over top of it. Okay, so let me pull that up here. Okay, and this is just for you guys. I wouldn't post this on social media because it's got a lot of kind of spoiler content in it. But here's the flavor.
I know you, I walk with you once upon a dream. I know you, the gleam in your eyes is so familiar gleam. Yet I know it's true that visions are seldom more.
Here's some other stuff as well.
I'm awfully sorry. I didn't mean to frighten you.
Okay, so that's the flavor, right? So that contrast, and we've talked about this in previous live streams and Q&As. That contrast, in my case, it's a fairy tale mixed with incredibly violent shooting. You combine the two, right? There's contrast there. So that contrast makes a lot of sense to me. It makes a lot of sense to me. In fact, it's actually unsurprising that it makes sense to me because if you look at my previous games like Neversong, Neversong had a very similar feeling. In fact, Neversong was inspired by Eyvind Earle. And Eyvind Earle is the creator of that. Well, he was one of the artists in Beauty and the Beast. Or not Beauty and the Beast, Sleeping Beauty, which is a dark but fairy tale vibe. And it's got an Art Deco vibe, which is great because Twisted Tower has an Art Deco vibe, right? So this is Neversong, right? Very fairy tale, sort of 1930s Disney vibe. So all that said, what we're going to do today is just play around with some flavors. Throw in some flavors into Twisted Tower to see if this is a viable option for the game. Because what we've done is we've taken inspiration from BioShock, right? And we've created an Art Deco environment, but we haven't interjected that extra fairy tale vibe. And so I'm going to see if we can do that here and see if it works. Okay, so first things first. I'm not going to officially redo the logo, but the logo as it stands, if I can find it here, the current logo, it doesn't really communicate anything. In fact, I would say that it's cool, but why? Why is it cool? Okay, so let me show it to you here. I'm just exploring, guys. This is our current logo. One sec, let me pull it up on my screen. By the way, those of you just joining us, just remember you can check out Full-Time Game Dev in the link in the description. Get 50% off. There's like 16 hours or 19 hours left, depending on when you're watching this video. So this is the current Twisted Tower logo. Does anyone feel like this tells you the era of the game or the setting? Yes or no? Does this communicate the era of the game? Yes or no? Shut-Eyed Bandit says, not at all. Clayton says, no. Mr. Never, no. Honest Game Dev says, 80s? Okay. Wow. So really, really good feedback here about why on earth I decided that this was a good idea. This doesn't look like the 1920s or 30s. This doesn't look like a creepy fairy tale. So instead, I want to go with something like this. Okay. Now, this is a little too much, I'll be honest, because it's kind of hard to read. But it gives us an idea of the flavor of what we're trying to aim for. Okay. What's cool is this can be the logo that you can put on like a t-shirt. It's the two T's flipped, which is so cool. I think it's awesome. And it also creates a twist. So I love this. I love this. So also, we want to be, we're going to be using a lot of toon shaders in the game. So we're going to bring in a little bit more of that fairy tale vibe into the current standard like PBR shader. Okay. You see Twisted Tower 2? Yeah, of course. These are two different logos. So if I were to group this here, hopefully that'll make more sense to you guys. Let me show you. Sorry, that wasn't clear. It's good to have an icon that you can use for your app or for t-shirts or for anything. But we can also do this here. Now the problem with this is it gives me a feeling of like, I don't know, some maybe like an Arabian vibe. And so I'm curious if it's purely just the color. So there's potential to do a sort of subtle pink and then sort of do a gradient like that. There's options to do that as well. But there is the general idea of what we're going to aim for with the brand of this game, the flavor of this game. I wanted to show you guys a cool little trick though. The icon doesn't fit. Yeah, sorry guys, that wasn't supposed to be there. That was when I do graphic design, I do the icon and then the text, and then I can have both, you know. All right. Yeah, so that's the goal, is to have a sort of a Disney flavor, right? Something you can do, if we converted this to a smart object here, you can actually add a bevel. And now it's even more Disney. See that, guys? And we can even do an overlay. There we go. See? You could do pretty strong right there. That feels very, very Disney. Does that feel Disney to you guys? What do you think? Are you drinking dirt water again? Okay, cool. Game dev goodness feels like this is a good improvement. Sweet. You know, there's also part of me, I like to throw in, it's so important, guys, to just jump into Photoshop and play around a little bit. Because instead of committing to something and putting it in your trailer, put it in Photoshop first. So I could do like fairy dust PNG, and we could do some kind of fairy dust effect with just an image. Let's see here. And this will help us better understand. Oh yeah, this is great. This will help us better understand if this is something we could maybe do in the trailer, right? In the final launch trailer. Would be soft light or screen, yeah. So here's the thing. A lot of you are probably thinking, well, this is way too flowery. Well, when you combine something super flowery up against a super violent trailer, that's your hook, right? That's what connects your audience. So you want to go flowery, right? You don't need to put blood splatter all over the text. Maybe you could as an effect at the end, whoosh, right? But this right here is great. Okay. Did I buy this logo or create it myself? I just used various fonts and assets from Noun Project. This took literally 30 seconds to create. Cool. And that elegance is the contrast we want. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys something that I'm really interested in, actually. If we turn off the bevel here, a really cool effect that you can do is, this is so much fun. I actually haven't even tried this. I just saw it on Pinterest. Watch what happens. This is really cool. Isn't that crazy? So let's keep doing it, right? All you gotta do is find sort of the spots that you might want to add that drop shadow to. And this can make your game look way more polished just by adding in these shadows here. And you can even do one like this. So you just sort of have to think where this shadow goes, right? Is it going between the letters? Where is it going, right? So if you just think about it here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So look, now it looks like the line is coming out through the T, through the O. So that kind of stuff is really cool to me. I love it. So let's see here. Let's finish this up. Yeah, I probably want it to go over that one. And then over this one. And by the way, again, guys, this is just a very simple mock-up. It's a really good idea to mock up exactly. I don't like that. Let's go the other way. To mock up the flavor first before you commit to it. Because oftentimes if you try and do this fully vector art inside of, let's say, Adobe Illustrator, it's not very helpful. So yeah. Because it just takes too long. Okay, maybe do one here as well. Like the W is two separate pieces. Look, you can even do it on these curves. This E's right side. Like this. Hang on, hang tight. Isn't that cool? Look. I love that. The R here, you can make it look like that's in front of it. Right? Isn't that cool? Maybe the E is in front of the spiral here. So that, I don't like the particles, so let's remove that. And also, not a huge fan of the cuts, the sort of speckled effect here. So let's see if we can remove that. That might be why it looks too, oh yeah. Am I wrong or am I right? Does this not look really good? Now watch, let's make it look more fantasy. We're gonna scale this up. Look at that, y'all. And let's listen to, how about Lana Del Rey? Does anybody like Lana Del Rey? Guilty pleasure over here. Here we go. Ready? Let's get flagged. Here we go. Let's feel it out. This is not, I'm not just being silly and playing random music. This is how I make things. If you're an art director specifically, play the music that correlates to the visuals. Okay, it's kind of like why you should smell things while you cook. You should hear things while you draw. That's a rule that I always follow. So here we go. We could probably do a bevel here. Let's take a look. And then maybe a glow.
I know you. I walked with you once upon a dream.
Watch this.
I know you. That look in your eyes is so familiar, clean, and I know it's true that visions are seldom all.
Watch this. Watch.
But if
Hang on.
I know
Let's do group this here. We'll do a brightness over here. Contrast, brightness. Watch this. Watch. Okay, hang on. Watch. Woo! Let's drop down the contrast entirely. Look how vile that looks. Do one more. Look. Now drop the saturation down. Oh, I like that. I think this needs to be dropped down just a little bit here. Yeah, there you go. Woo! Here, I feel like we need to add a little bit of saturation. There we go. Okay. Beautiful. Now, potentially a sort of paper texture underneath. So let's take a look. we go.
that visions are seldom all they seem. But if
Hang on.
I know you, I know what you'll do. You'll love me at
Watch.
the way you did once upon
See if this looks any good.
a dream.
I think more of a gradient here. There we go. I told you. What did I say? Okay. That looks incredible. Now, I think it's a little too red on the left side. So that feels great. Do you guys see why it's so freaking important to play music? I like to play music when I know I'm about to hit like I'm about to get into flow state, and so then I'll get the feeling that I need to play music because I know I'm about to hit something. So in this case, the red on the left side is killing the vibe. There we go. So just a subtle pink on the top right hand. Now, what could be really cool is to see, okay, what's it look like when you combine blood with this? Okay, because right now it's like, oh, watch this. Oh, we could add a lens flare. Hold on. Okay, so let's do that. Lens flare from Google. And obviously, guys, you want all this to be legal, but right now we just want to feel it out. I don't even know if I have the right to this logo. Let's see if we can add a lens flare here. It's going to make it look like it's... Yeah, I found one. And obviously you can do it in... this is great. Watch this. Oh, I'm having too much fun here, y'all. Now, you don't want it to look too 90s. Granted, you know, it's kind of like you want to capture the 90s. It's kind of like vaporwave or synthwave. You want to capture, or even, you want to capture the feeling, but you don't want it to be fully, 1990. Does that not look gorgeous? Now watch this. Here's how you make it feel vile. Oh, I'm so excited. Here's how you make it look vile. When you create contrast like this, I'm telling you what, that's the winning strategy, my friends. Here we go. I'm going to copy some blood. Oh, guys, are you ready? Here we go. This is going to be the winner. Here we go. This is what makes it all work. 1, 2, 3, and bingo. Now, the problem with this is that it's going on the glow, so hang tight. Hang tight. We don't want it on the glow. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm just having fun. Okay, so you can barely see it. So how do we solve that? How do we solve that? I feel like it needs to be a vector, for one. So let's do that. Sort of do a vector blood. There we go. You can just collect it like this. You do maybe a tolerance of 50. Okay, we could try that. And then fill her in. Hang on. Thomas, what are you doing, buddy? Okay. So we could try this. I want to see how this looks just in terms of its shape. I don't know if... do we need the blood splatter, fellas? I don't think we do. I think it's hilarious. It's so funny because when you combine it with... like, I'm going to show you like some horror tracks we can combine this to. Well, let's hear... make sure that this sounds good with the song I wrote. You guys ready? It doesn't work. So we need to create a desaturation, maybe a brown. I think the pink is what's causing the problem. one sec, guys. Let's get rid of the lens flare. That was fun while it lasted. There we go. This is where I feel like we need some blood when I hear this song. Yeah, I think it needs blood. I think it needs a blood splatter. Let's see what we got here. There we go. Let's try it. I wonder if we could add a dripping blood from the logo itself. Blood drip. Let's try it. We gotta be very precise here. Ink drip. Come on. I don't have time for this. There we go. Oh, you son of a... Sorry. Maybe... We should probably play the track again. Let's see how it feels doing something like this, guys. Ooh, that's gothic. It might be just too much if we do that. I would say, my theory is just one drop is all you really need. Right? Now, no vampire would ever say that. But I'm going to say it now. Okay. Any vampires in the chat? Why can't I fill you? Oh, you're set to multiply, that's why. Why? Oh my, that's why. We don't want to do that. I think that's good, man. Okay, now let's feel it out with the game itself, okay? All right, so we've got our game here. This is especially relevant with, let's say, floor 8, I believe. Whereas the other levels, not so much. And that's why I think we need it. We're going to go back to this floor here and see if we can add some flourishes to make it feel a little bit more alive, a little bit more fantasy. Because I feel like when we hit this style here, everything started clicking for us visually. It just made a lot more sense. So if I bring this down here, hopefully you'll see that it works. Maybe do this here. Whoops. There we go. It's a little hot there. Why is that so hot? Yeah, there we go. Merge this together here. And guys, when you do this, you can figure out the overall tone of your game. It's all just in an image and then playing sounds. That's really all you have to do. That works great. Really, really eerie. Okay, it looks good. Let's hear the song one more time. Make sure it works for us. This one, it depends. I think it's the pink that's just killing it. I think we need to do yellow. Here. Needs to feel a little bit more Draculian. A little bit more yellow in there, guys. Okay, what do we like, pink or no? Yes to pink, no to pink. Yes, say yes pink, no pink. Yes pink, no pink. Well, crap. Y'all aren't being very helpful. I think the yellow, maybe it needs to be... You could desaturate it. That actually might work right there, a desaturated gray. I'm trying to get a color that works for both this sort of mysterious walking through the halls of a mansion, because that's what that song was written for, but also works with the fantasy Disney vibe.
The way you did once upon a dream.
That works too. That definitely works with that. Now let's see if the song that I wrote works with this. No. That kind of does. It needs that red Dracula color to it if we're going to use that song. That kind of looks cool. I think it works. Probably just need to brighten that up, man. Yeah, overall, I think it's working. I think it works. What we're going to do is we're going to save this document. And it just looks especially good when you blur things, right? Like when you blur the background in a screenshot like this, it just looks so pretty. That's a cool looking logo. Okay, so let's save that out. We'll save it in our downloads for now because it's only temporary. Twisted Tower logo test. And this is by no means anything final, or I don't even know if we're changing the logo. But just remember, guys, this is the old one, new one. So let's get a serious vote here. Old, type old. New, type new. Old, new. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, wow. That's incredible. Okay, I'll do it. Okay, I love it. I'm really, really happy. I was at the gym this morning and I was just listening to like fantasy songs. And I was thinking about like, how funny would it be if you put violence next to fantasy like this? Or like a fairy tale, a violent fairy tale game. Okay, so let's test this out in terms of textures. We're going to go to floor 0 here. This is the lobby that you guys always see. What about red and purple? Well, that is red and purple. I mean, maybe the yellow is probably killing it, but that's what this was. It's just a little too vibrant. So, gradient, I've come up with a name for this kind of color scheme. It's called it's called candy corn. It's called candy corn, cotton candy corn. Cotton candy corn. That's what it's called. This is called cotton candy corn because you see candy corn over here and then you see cotton candy over here. Somehow you combine the two, that super sweet, sugary, sort of fruity flavor of the cotton candy, and you mix it with the warm, creamy flavor of candy corn. That's the color you get here. And I didn't believe that this was possible, combining warm pastels on the left side and combining it with neon. But it works. It works really, really well. Okay. Very good. Say that 3 times fast. Yeah. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night vibes. Okay, cool. Awesome. Try black. Well, let's see here. We could try white without the glow. I actually kind of like it without the glow, honestly. But if we do, let's say, against black and it's just white, it'd be a pretty cool t-shirt, you know? Here, let's see if it works. No, I need to combine all this stuff here. This is a mess. But let's combine it, do white. Looks good, white, you know? Yeah. You could also try, how does it look against like the pink red? And we haven't even considered, are we going full red and then pink? That's kind of cool looking. So that might be good too. I would just say I don't really like hard white like that. I always like it to be a little bit creamy. So like this. Or you can even do a yellow. See? Like that. Like a flesh tone. That's great too. I mean, that would be a really cool t-shirt, And like I said, we've got, let me see here. Where's the other one? Oh, wow. This T here, we could take it and we could actually, I could just type it. If I do, so let's move that over here for now. We don't need this crap. Where's that? If I take the T here of this font, this is so much fun. Watch this. This could be the app logo. And the cool thing about a T is you can flip it upside down and it always looks cool. Look. It almost looks like a spiraling piece of candy or something. And that would be what you see throughout the game. Watch this. This is cool too. Remember, this game is Art Deco. This is really important, actually, guys. This game is Art Deco and fantasy combined. So, or fairy tale. So you've got it. It's actually not a difficult aesthetic. It's actually pretty straightforward. The way you achieve it is you combine Art Deco with Victorian smooth, whatever you call it, flourishes. So if I do this and take that, let's make it white. If I make this white and then I cut out, if I use that as a mask, I'll show you really quick. Okay, so that doesn't look fully Art Deco, does it? No. But let's go ahead and go Art Deco flourish and see if we can find something that can fit in the context of this piece here. Look what we got here. So that one might be a little too complicated. We can try it here. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a little too much. We need something thicker. A corner flourish that's thicker. I'm really excited about going back to my roots here, because this style is something that's always been a part of me since I can remember. I've always been fascinated by how I always thought Pinocchio was just insanely creepy. All of the old Disney movies, just really creepy. Just by default. Didn't need to slow down the track or anything. Just creepy. No, that looks weird. We're almost there, guys. Let's figure out how to make this look Art Deco. I think the other one might have been fine. I just needed to... Yeah, I mean, I think the other one was fine. We just need to take... Yeah, I'll show you. I got it. Really thick like that. And then just take just the top piece, like this. Rasterize, copy, delete, paste. And then you can cut out... that might actually be fine. Yeah, that's kind of cool. So that's got this Art Deco flair. And then if you add flourishes, it's like sort of a stamp. Let's save this as number 2, test number 2. We can invert all these colors though, because it's not working for me, this vibrant color. But you can take this same flair and just put it all over the place. those of you who are curious, you know, when you see just gorgeous graphic design, sure, a lot of these designers are doing it from scratch. A lot of them are not. They're just grabbing assets like we're doing here and creating stuff, and that's totally fine. It's okay to do that. Yeah, so look, now all of a sudden it has what's called a art new. Is it Nuovo? Art Nouveau. It's a type of Art Deco. It's like Art Deco but with flower. It's more flowery, and that's what we're trying to go for here. And if you were to take this here and actually make it dark, this maybe more towards the purple, and then everything else here, we could take that. Hopefully that's yeah. We could take this and then just let's try one more color scheme here. The red is pretty cool. Maybe we can stick with the original color scheme of the original logo. That might work. Man, there's part of me that just feels like we should soften up those edges down there. This right here. Nope. What? Oh, there it is. Yeah, soften this up here. Yeah. That might do it. It just feels a little bit kind of like a... What does it look like? What does that remind me of? Do we like the red and orange, guys? I feel like maybe just go gold. Watch. Let's just go gold. You guys want to try it? And let's just make this black in the background. I don't like full black though. Let's see here. Blue looks good, like a desaturated blue. Okay, yeah, let's go for full gold. You guys want to give it a go? The way you do gold is what? Just add a bevel. And then if we added a leather binding here or a leather background, it might really work. And again, guys, this is important. This is really, really important because it's going to help you know what your game's flavor is, right? It's so... You want to know the biggest problem I have with most games indie games that I play from submissions from you guys? It's that there's just not a cohesive flavor because, frankly, you don't even know what it is. And that's the problem, is you really need to figure out your flavor before you start cooking. Okay. I wish I could stop it from being so soft. But you can't. It's kind of annoying. I just feel like that orange is just too much. That actually feels a lot better. I don't know. So there's another option. Let's feel both. Now, if I were to put a brown background, let's type in leather texture. And then you can add an emboss. I'll show you here. This is going to look more Disney. It's also going to look premium. So let me show you this here. Okay, so we have an old leather book. We do like this. And then don't trick yourself into thinking you can't achieve a more realistic look. Let's try this here. Maybe, yeah. Make it go a little bit desaturated blue. And then what you can do is add another bevel emboss, but invert it. Son of a bee. So we're gonna have to make a smart object out of this really quick. One sec. Don't do a drop shadow, just do a inverted bevel emboss on the outer bevel. Can't really see it. Yeah, there we go. See, guys? Does that make sense? It's almost like getting punched out of the page. Convert that to a smart object. No, we got to keep it like that. Man, I wish that bottom piece. Why is it doing that? Is it? Oh, it's that. Okay, let's kill it. What is that? Get rid of it. Look at all this stuff. That's all right. Sweet. So there's another option, right? I don't know what that is down there. But now let's go ahead and warm it up a little bit. And the way that we can do that is do an overlay of just warmth. High saturation warmth. Like this. And then drop the opacity down. Like see? And now it looks a little bit more sepia. And then we could even do a little vignette so that the inside isn't warm like that. We could throw in a little bit of a vignette here. I'm probably not going to go this route, but it works the best despite the fact that I don't think it'll market as well. So you're always got to be thinking of all these different... Oh, it's hard. You got to always be thinking, okay, how do I market this thing? But what do I want as an artist? And you got to balance the two. If we just did a little pop of gold shimmery like this... Yeah. There we go. Just a huge blood splatter on the top. That would be cool. You can always do a little bit of a hue shift. So you can do like, okay, let's go more towards the red. And then you can shift the whole thing like this. You gotta be careful because it'll look really dumb really fast. Yeah. Yeah, down there it's like, what? I'd prefer that. Okay, what was the final thing I was going to do? Does anybody know? I was going to do so. Oh, let's listen to it with various tracks. The goal is to be able to have it mix with the In a Creepy Estate. Walking around, looking through the halls, which is the song I wrote here. But we also wanted to work with the Disney songs. Let's add a little bit of a shadow over everything. Bigger. Do a motion blur here. Do a... There it is. That looks good too, y'all. What do we do? What do we do? Fill this in is bugging me. Okay. We're going to do a little bit of a blur. And then we're going to use that, mask that entire thing out. And then do a little bit of a blur here. And here. I think it looks like it's a macro zoom. Chef's kiss. Probably could do a lens flare. Let's do it. What? That is hilarious. That's fibers. Okay, let's do render lens flare. There we go. Ooh, 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 ooh. What do you guys think, huh? Let's go to logo test 1 and let's do 2. You want to get a vote going, guys? Which one works with the music? Now remember, it's a creepy game. This is 1, this is 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Leather decay? Okay, let's find it. Ah, I see. Good thinking. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so primarily it looks like one. Oh, you guys, you're not helping me here. Please let me go back in time. Okay, good. Okay, so what? I'm trying. It's like a 50-50 split. Son of a bee. Okay, what do we do, guys? I don't know what to do. This looks like The Hobbit. We're not making The Hobbit, are we, guys? We're not making The Hobbit. We're making a weird, creepy fantasy or a fairy tale, kind of like a Disney vibe. Well, it's something to think about. I'll tell you that much. I'm unsure, but it's been fun. I mean, this was really cool. Now let's go into the lobby here and see if we can capture that same feeling. Okay, so if we open up, let's say these curtains here, the curtains might be a great place to add that flourish. You know. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to turn off that texture, and we're going to take all this here. That actually looks great. But we're going to add in some Victorian flourishes, okay, to this whole thing. So as you can see here, all we've got to do is grab this color here, like that, and then grab this dark here and fade up. Okay, so now it's going to be a nice flat, right? So we got some flat curtains here. There's a little bit of texture to them, or I'm sorry, shape to them, I believe. Yeah. Wait, what's going on there? Oh, good. They have a little bit of an angle to them. Yeah. Okay, so that looks cool. What if we added some cool Victorian flourishes to it? So let's type in flourish. Most of the time when you type in flourish on Noun Project, you're going to get some Victorian flourishes. So you don't even have to specify. Let's just start with one. And what are we doing? We're combining Art Deco with Victorian, and you get a very distinct sort of old 90s or old 1930s Disney vibe. Okay, so let's do this and take a look and see what it does. Okay, that one doesn't even have anything on it. Okay, so what about over here? There we go. Okay, I think it kind of works. Yeah. That. Okay, so it's like that. Okay, let's do this. It's not perfect. It's not my favorite. So we gotta be thinking here, what else could we do? Well, we could type in flower pattern. Let's see here. I really liked, actually. I liked this. This felt like straight up what you would see in Disney. I actually really liked this, and I don't even think that was on the texture itself. I don't even know where that is. So let's see where it is. Let's take that and copy that and put it over top of this like that and see if it's even showing up in Unity. No. Maybe it's behind it. Let's double check. Nope. So that doesn't exist. I don't know why. But if we take it and put it on top of this, what happens? That feels a lot more Disney in my mind. So maybe you have to shift it over to the edge here. Yeah. That feels a lot better. Good. We're capturing that I know you vibe.
Look in your eyes is so familiar, a gleam, and I know it's true that visions are so.
Sorry, I gotta feel this out. One second.
They see. But if I know you, I know what you're
I like those.
You'll love me
Those work.
once away.
That works too. Yeah, Felipe did a really good job here. Let's see here, texture-wise. Okay, this can be flowery.
But if I know you, I know what you'll do. You'll love me at once, the way you did once upon a dream. I know you. I walked with you.
There we go.
Once upon a dream. I know you. That gleam in your eyes is so familiar, a gleam, and I know
Hang tight, hang tight.
it's true that visions are seldom all they seem. But if
Almost there.
I know you, I know what you'll do. You'll love me at once, the way you did once upon a dream.
Well, I know. If Willy Wonka meets BioShock as the hook, then why are we doing a Disney vibe? Because I know how to do it. I don't know. The Willy Wonka one is a little bit more challenging. And I just know, that this flavor with this Disney vibe, my gut is this is the right move. It just works. Okay, let's convert all that to a smart object here. And drop this down. See what kind of flavor we can get. No. It's not it. Art Deco. Are there any flowery Art Decos that we can use? Oh yeah, there are. There are some. Art Deco, sometimes it has that flowery vibe. Yeah. I know you. What do we got here? That could do it. That looks very Disney. Then go scale it by 50%. Why? There we go. We'll try this, guys. This might work. This feels very Disney. Like the classic sort of Yeah, let's take that, remove these, and go to screen. Well, invert it for one, and then do multiply. That might work, guys. Oh, we're getting there. You might want to do the white. Here, we'll do this. We'll take that. Boop. So the question is, can we capture this flavor systematically? And what I mean is that logo that everybody liked, that pink one, can we capture that flavor across the board with the entire game? Right. Okay, let's hear the... Yeah. I think it needs to be bigger. Okay. Yeah, having it larger is what works. Okay. Okay, so let's look again at our logo. Okay, there's that one. Then there's that one. The pink, it just doesn't work because the game doesn't have pink in it, right? I mean, that's a big problem. But the question is, I was talking to Felipe about this. Is there potential to add pops of pink throughout the game as sort of a, let's remove the volumetric here, as sort of this weird, what we were talking about earlier. Cotton candy corn? Yeah. Cotton candy corn. So there's something to be said here about using vibrant pinks as we... Let's take a look. Subtle pinks. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to have like neon signs. Sort of like welcome, stuff like that, displayed. I like the way that this purple lighting, it makes this feel a lot more interesting. Watch this. Let's turn off our grid. Look at that. So we have that, which it just creates a lot of interest. I like it especially right there. Maybe go a little bit more. Oh no, that's perfect actually. More desaturated. Yeah. Okay, so there's one. I know you. Hey, that looks kind of cool. I like that coloring. A little bit blue. So we take a look here and compare it to. Now we got to hear out this track. Drop down the range. There we go. That doesn't, I kind of like that. What do you think? Let's kill this. Too much light up there. Now I'm not going to be this precise with everything. I'm just trying to get a perfect moment. And let's crank up the bloom for just for now for the post-processing, just so we can get an idea here of maybe a piece of marketing material. There we go. Look at that. Good. And then maybe a vignette. Increase the vignette a little bit. Does that see what I'm doing, guys? We're trying to get a flavor here. Trying to get a flavor of what exactly the branding of this game is, because we are basically there with the game, but I wanted to add in a little bit more of a feminine, sort of old, sort of fairy tale. It's like a Beauty in the or a Sleeping Beauty vibe to the whole thing. So let's see if we can capture that. And once you capture it, you can systemize it, right? You can say this is how we do lighting. 25% of the lights are pink. All of the branding in the game for the paintings and posters use this font, that kind of thing, right? Let's kill these arrows, and hopefully this will be the vibe we're going for. All right, yeah, that's an idea. That's an idea for sure. Yeah, Choo Choo said, "Don't be afraid to brighten things up." That's right. Choo Choo Charles. Yeah, what do we think? Does that match this? And does it match this song? I think it does. Yeah. I think if it had more of a glockenspiel. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah. Yeah, that works right there. Yeah, it works with that. Stop calling me, man. All right. Cool. Well, that, guys, that is my process when trying to figure out art direction. That is my process for sure. And by the way, this is this list that we had. We didn't hit anything. We hit the first one, which is totally fine. But that's all I've got time for. I got to head on over to a meeting, guys. Remember, Black Friday, 50% off. This is probably the most comprehensive game development course out there. I'm not kidding. Yes, I stand to benefit from a purchase. Duh. But I can be honest here because I just have so many students. I've got 4,000 students worldwide. And let us know if you're a student in the chat. I really do believe in this program because my students do. You're going to not only learn everything I've learned about making games, but how to make a profitable game studio and make potentially 6 figures from a publisher with just a demo. I've done this 3 times. So also Kickstarter as well. You're going to learn Unity, Godot, or Unreal. You can learn all 3 or any one you want. These are included free with the program. Also 3D Art Pro and 2D Art Pro are completely free, but only for this sale event. In the event that I live stream tomorrow, which I plan on doing, I'll give you a shout out at the beginning of the live stream. So there's some additional incentive to check out the course. But yeah, you're going to learn a ton, guys. All right, thanks for hanging out. I will talk to you guys later. Take it easy. Cheers. Get over here. Get down. Hey, thanks for watching. By the way, if you haven't downloaded that free 2D game kit below, click below. It's my treat to you. I used this game kit to make a game for PewDiePie in 14 days, and I actually got to play it with him in front of his audience, which was really cool. This game kit is totally free. It's my treat to you, and you can use it however you want. You can make a commercial game and make $1 million off this game kit. I don't care. Or you could just use it for a hobby project. It's my treat to you. And by the way, if you haven't clicked like, that would mean a ton to me. Hit subscribe. And also, this is important, hit that notification bell. Here's why. If you get notified of when I'm live, you can watch me make my next game and let me know in the chat what you think about the game or any ideas you have, and you might just show up. your chat might just show up in the next video that I upload. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.